fell off a cliff. Hey, I'm David Lemieux, and I'm here to talk to you today specifically about Spring Tour 1990. You're probably aware we're doing a 6-show, 18 CD box set of the tour. What we've done is selected one show from each of the 6 stops on the tour, opening up the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, Hartford, Connecticut, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, Albany, New York, Nassau Coliseum on Long Island, and Atlanta. And what we've done, quick way to say it, is we've chosen the final night of every run on the tour except Atlanta. We've gone with the second night, April 2nd, but a few things to talk about. Highlights, many. Every night was a highlight show. I saw the first 10 shows on this tour. I didn't go to Nassau and Atlanta, and I know I missed some good music, but what I did see was exceptional. Really some of the best and most consistently great Grateful Dead music I ever saw. And granted, I wasn't seeing shows in the 70s, but for the shows I did see, this was really some of the best stuff, where every night was a really heightened level of exceptional playing. Great variety on this tour. Of the 6 shows we're doing, 18 CDs, 6 shows, there are 80 unique song titles, and that's really saying something. Out of 120 songs maybe that are in this box, 80 are unique song titles. Very few repeats is what I'm saying. 50 of the songs are not repeated, they're one-offs for our box set. A couple, maybe a dozen, are repeated 2 times, and then there's a couple played 3 times, and maybe one song was played 4 times. I'm thinking it might be Picasso Moon, which I happen to like. I'd never seen Picasso Moon live in concert until the Hartford show from this tour, and I really thought it was great. I thought it rocked. It was raunchy, but it rocked. You know, I'm not comparing it to Passenger, but it had that Passenger raunch where it could really elevate, blow the roof off a place when it was played well, and it generally was on this tour, as everything else was. Jerry was in great spirits. Bobby was playing great, singing great, inspired. Little nuanced stuff like Looks Like Rain and Estimated Profit. You can really hear it in Bobby's vocal delivery. Phil playing like a monster, and you'll hear it in these mixes. He's playing wonderfully. Brent, really the MVP many nights, which is saying a lot for a band this good. And then the drummers are perfect sync. They're well, as you know, as much as you want them to be. But when they would veer off, it really do some wonderful stuff. Really laying down a very powerful beat. It's really some of the best Dead music. So again, the shows we've selected are March 16th at the Capitol Center. A couple highlights, first Black-Throated Wind in 16 years, and a great Scarlet into Estimated Profit to open the second set. They did Scarlet 3 times on this tour, but only once did they do Scarlet Fire. From Hamilton, couple huge highlights, but one of them to me is the second set sequence of playing in the band into Eyes of the World, and Eyes then has about a 6 or 7 minute jam coming out of it, where Jerry's really getting into the MIDI sounds, maybe a bassoon. I don't know what a bassoon exactly sounds like, but I think he's playing a bassoon type thing. Post drums has a great China Doll and a great Going Down the Road Feeling Bad. Hamilton, monster show, start to finish, very similar to the quality of the third night at Nassau that's also in this box, where everything is beautifully played, from the Feel Like a Stranger open to the Baby Blue encore. Few highlights: the Scarlet Fire was included in the So Many Roads box set. First version of Believe It or Not by the Grateful Dead in 2 years, and the final ever Grateful Dead version of Believe It or Not. Quite a few finals in this box set. Believe It or Not, Built to Last, Death Don't Have No Mercy. And I'm sure I'm missing some others, but yeah, pretty wild. And then some things that they were bringing back. First version of The Wait was on this tour. This box set has the second version. It was debuted at Nassau the first night. We've got music from the second night in Atlanta that has The Wait. Couple mighty fine versions of the other one, very powerful. Again, the MIDI is really prominent, but not it's not disruptive of what you want the sound to be. There's a great China Rider in Albany. Boy, on and on with the highlights in this thing. Oh, and I gotta say, Loser from Albany, 324.90, the same show that the bulk of Dozin' at the Nick is from. And I know a lot of people had always, wanted this Loser to be released, whether it was on something like Without a Net or Dozin' at the Nick, and it just never was. We're very happy to say that even though the show we've selected for release in this box set from Albany, of course, we didn't do the first night. It's mostly on Dozin. We've done the third night. We've included 6 songs of filler bonus material. Let the Good Times Roll, Help Slip Franklin's, Loser, Finally, and Tennessee Jet from the first night in Albany. These are the 6 songs that have never been released otherwise. Everything else has been released in either Dozin at the Nick or Without a Net, One More Saturday Night. Postcards of the Hanging had that great masterpiece. So yeah, there you go. A lot of really good music in this box. Highlights from Nassau, like I say about the Albany, the Hamilton show, it is one of those shows that start to finish is confident. It's really a heightened, as I said, a heightened level of excellent playing. The only version of Addicts of My Life on the tour was at Nassau, and then the Atlanta show. They wrapped it up with a big 3-night party in Atlanta. There was a great shakedown at this run. Hopefully we'll get the rest of these shows out in another box set someday. So if you do like this one, let us know, because clearly there are other shows from this tour, about 7 or 8, that have not been released yet. But we'd love to get them out sometime. But again, this is to me some of the most consistently hot Grateful Dead playing, and some of the last really consistently hot Grateful Dead, where the entire tour every night was as good or better than the last, and no duds. You didn't walk out going, the show was okay. Every show was really hot and filled with a lot of really good highlights. So certainly we recommend it. 6 shows, 18 CDs. Do definitely check it out, because I don't know, some of the best music I've ever heard the Grateful Dead play, up there with Europe 72, Spring 77, Fall 73. It's as consistently great and interesting as that stuff. So once again, Spring 1990, 6 shows, 18 CDs. Enjoy.